Hi, and welcome to DrupalBrief. This is an AI-generated summary of another video, podcast, or blog post. If you want to learn more about what's being discussed here, then please go check out the source. This podcast is produced by the team at Drupal Forge. Drupal Forge is the new #1 open-source development and hosting platform. It has all the functionality of the expensive platforms, but at very affordable prices. If you're looking for a new hosting provider, contact us for a demo before you get locked in. Okay, that's it. Make sure to click subscribe, and here we go.
You know that feeling when you want the quick version of something important, but you still really need to get what matters?
Yeah, the cheat sheet.
Exactly. That's what we're doing today with Drupal development. It moves so fast. So we've gone through the latest, the Weekly Drop issue 680, May 1st, 2025, to pull out the really crucial bits for you. Think of it as your fast track to staying in the loop without getting lost in all the details.
And the Weekly Drop, it's a great resource, right?
Yeah.
A newsletter straight to your inbox, packed with Drupal news, links.
Definitely.
And this issue, yeah, it was full of stuff, core updates, new modules, some really interesting articles, podcast highlights, the works.
So our mission here is pretty simple. Pull out the biggest takeaways from this issue. We want to explain not just what's changing, but, why it matters. What could it actually mean for your Drupal projects?
Right. What's the impact?
Yeah. We'll look at changes giving developers more control, new talent coming into the community, and even just the wider web dev trends happening around Drupal.
Okay, let's unpack this, starting with core updates. These sound like they could really change things.
Absolutely. So probably the biggest change under the hood is this enhanced control over what are called hook implementations.
Okay, hooks. For listeners maybe not deep in the code every day, what are those, again, simply?
Sure. Think of it like when different bits of your Drupal site could be core, could be a module you add and need to react to the same thing happening, like an event.
Ah, okay.
They use these hooks. It's like different apps on your phone all wanting to know when a new message comes in.
Gotcha, like everyone raising their hand at once. And now Drupal's giving devs more control over whose hand gets called on first.
Pretty much, yeah. The big news is this new thing called #reorder hook. It's an attribute in the code.
#reorder hook. And what's cool is it lets developers specifically say, okay, my module's reaction to this event needs to happen before that other module's reaction, or after it.
Wow, okay. That sounds like a big deal for predictability.
It really is. It's a leap forward for managing complexity.
Yeah.
Before, the order could sometimes be, well, a bit hard to predict. You might need complex workarounds.
Right.
Now, #reorder hook, it just brings that predictability, especially if you've got modules needing to interact with the same data. Think like an e-commerce site, multiple modules changing prices.
Oh, yeah. You'd want that ordered just right.
Exactly. Getting that wrong could be messy.
Right.
This gives developers that precise control. Could prevent real headaches, maybe even lost revenue. So yeah, potentially a game changer for stability.
And it's not just reordering, is it? There's also #remove hook.
Yep, brand new too, #remove hook.
That sounds powerful. It lets a module just stop another module's hook from running altogether.
That's right, completely remove it.
Yeah.
So if you need to override some default behavior in a really specific way, this is a much cleaner way to do it.
Okay, I can see use cases for that, like overriding a default without touching the original module.
Precisely. Maybe disable something from a contrib module just for your site's specific needs.
Yeah.
Without uninstalling the whole thing. It offers that really fine-grained control.
But used carefully, presumably.
Oh, absolutely. It's about deliberate, controlled tailoring, not just randomly breaking things.
Okay. Now, what about the old way? I know there was hook module implement salter. What's happening there?
Ah, good point. Yeah, that older method, it still exists, but now it needs another new attribute. #legacy module implements alter.
#legacy module implements alter. So you have to flag it now.
You do. It definitely feels like Drupal is sort of nudging developers towards the new attribute system.
Like saying, this is the future.
Kinda, yeah. Think of it like the new system is more structured, clearer, easier for Drupal to manage, easier for developers to understand, probably less error-prone long-term.
Makes sense. Modernization.
Exactly. It's future-proofing. They're saying, look, we support the old way for now, but really you should be looking at these attributes.
Got it. One more hook detail. The order inside a single module. Procedural hooks versus object-oriented ones.
Right, another internal change. So for any given module, if it has both the older procedural style hooks and the newer object-oriented ones for the same event, the procedural ones will now get processed first, then the object-oriented ones.
Okay. Why does that matter? Any potential gotchas for devs?
Well, it reflects how PHP and Drupal dev has evolved, right? Procedural was older. This change, it could subtly affect things if a module mixes styles heavily, like if a procedural hook sets something up that an object-oriented one needs.
Ah, now you know it'll be ready.
Exactly. It ensures that dependency order, developers mixing styles just need to be aware. It kind of nudges towards more modern OPO practices, but respects the old code too.
Okay. Interesting stuff happening deep in the core there. Moving up a level, some more visible changes, renamings.
Yeah, a couple of those.
Update.module is called update status again. Seems small, but probably clearer in the UI.
I think so. Clarity is good, right?
Yeah.
Especially for site admins, people not in the code. Update status just tells you what it does more directly.
Yeah, makes sense. And in the package manager, the thing for installing modules and themes, Stage, has been replaced with Sandbox in some internal name.
Right, and classes and methods.
Sandbox feels better, doesn't it? Like, it implies that temporary, isolated space for doing things before they go live.
It really does. It aligns well with that whole idea in development of having isolated testing areas. It emphasizes being careful, testing updates before applying them live.
Which is always good practice.
Definitely. A subtle shift, but promotes a more secure workflow, I think.
Okay, let's shift gears now to the articles highlighted in this weekly drop. Saw a note about Enertech getting more involved with local gov Drupal.
Yeah, that's right. They're increasing their contributions significantly.
That sounds like good news for anyone using it or thinking about it, especially in the public sector. Shows strong community support, right?
Absolutely. Enertech stepping up like that.
Yeah.
It really underlines the collaborative spirit, especially for these distributions like local gov Drupal.
Means faster development, maybe? Better support?
Likely, yeah. Faster features, quicker security updates, maybe more organizations adopting it, creates a stronger platform for everyone in that space. It's a great example of the community working together.
Nice. Then there was a piece by Balint Pecker, The Rise of Drupal, A New Era. The summary was short, but it sounds optimistic.
Yeah.
About Drupal's future.
Yeah, going towards Drupal, staying relevant, evolving. It's
Yeah.
always good to get those broader takes on where things are headed.
What do you think that new era might involve?
Well, it's probably about how Drupal keeps adapting, adopting modern web practices, focusing more on the user experience for devs and content editors, integrating with new tech.
AI, maybe? Things like that?
Could be. It's just a reminder that Drupal isn't static. It's moving, changing, finding new ways to be useful.
Okay. And inevitably, the Drupal 7 end-of-life reminder was in there again.
Yep. Can't say it enough, really.
And Optisee is offering a free D7 upgrade audit. That seems useful. If you're still on Drupal 7, well, you need a plan.
You absolutely do. A free audit is a great first step.
Oh.
Because staying on D7 now, it's just getting riskier.
Security, right. No more official updates.
Exactly. No more security patches from the official team. So sites become more vulnerable over time. An audit helps you see where you stand, what your options are. It's really an investment in your site's future health.
Makes sense. Then Drupal Starshot, the Marketplace initiative. Updates on Marketplace shareout, #1 and #2. Sounds like they're deep in research mode.
Yeah, very community-focused, lots of feedback gathering, research. They mentioned really looking hard at their critical assumptions.
That sounds smart. Test your ideas before you build the whole thing.
It's a really deliberate approach. By getting all this feedback and checking assumptions now, they're aiming to build a marketplace that the community actually needs and will use. User-focused design, essential.
Cool. And Drupal Easy has a new program, the IXP program, to bring new talent into Drupal with incentives.
Yes. This looks really promising. The IXP program is designed to bring fresh developers into the ecosystem.
Which is always needed.
Always. And the incentives for employers, that's clever, makes it easier for companies to take on and train newcomers. It's directly addressing that need for more Drupal talent, fostering growth. Really vital for the long term.
Yeah. Addresses the pipeline issue. Good stuff. Lake Drops was talking about real Drupal site dependency testing.
Right. Outlining their strategic approach.
Which just highlights how important testing is, especially on complex sites, right? All those modules interacting.
Absolutely critical. On a big Drupal site, you've got lots of moving parts. Dependencies between modules.
Yeah.
You need a solid testing strategy to catch conflicts, ensure stability. Lake Drop's focusing on that just reminds everyone how fundamental good testing is for professional work.
Then there was an interview. The Drop Times talked to Roman Agabekov from Relim about AI optimizing MySQL performance.
Yeah, that was fascinating. Using AI to tune database performance specifically for Drupal sites.
Wow, so AI actually tweaking the database behind the scenes.
Essentially, yeah. Finding bottlenecks, suggesting optimizations. It's a glimpse into how AI is starting to integrate into the infrastructure around Drupal. Could mean faster, more efficient sites.
Very cool. Cutting edge stuff.
Definitely. Especially for high traffic sites or ones with complex data. Database performance is key.
And the Drop Times also had another piece reinforcing the need for new developers, strengthening Drupal, one new developer at a time.
Just hammering home that point again. The community needs that constant influx of new people, new energy, new ideas.
Is that the lifeblood, really?
It is. Every new developer helps keep the project vibrant and moving forward.
And finally, for articles, Talking Drupal hit its 10th anniversary.
Yeah, 10 years. Quite a milestone.
That's amazing. Really shows the staying power of the Drupal community and how valuable these kinds of podcasts are for sharing knowledge over the long haul.
For sure. 10 years is a testament to both the podcast and the community itself. Consistent source of info and connection.
Okay, let's look at the tutorials section, some practical bits here. Nextside blog mentioned integrating Maestro and ECA. What's that about? Sounds like automation.
Yeah, exactly. Maestro is a workflow engine. ECA is for rules, event, condition, action. Putting them together lets you build some pretty sophisticated automated processes in Drupal.
Like what kind of things?
Oh, complex publishing workflows, maybe automating user management tasks based on certain triggers, lots of site interactions. If you need advanced automation, that integration looks powerful.
Okay. And Nouvelet talked about peace of mind when applying recipes or letting AI configure your site. Recipes, AI config.
Uh-huh. So it sounds like they're exploring ways to make setting up and managing Drupal sites easier. Recipes are like prepackaged configurations,
Right, to speed things up.
Yeah. And using AI to help configure things that could really lower the barrier to entry, maybe make site setup less stressful. Anything that simplifies configuration is usually welcome.
Definitely. SpecBee had a tutorial, programmatically creating a block. That sounds like core developer stuff.
It is pretty fundamental if you need custom blocks beyond what the UI gives you.
Yeah.
Controlling exactly how some piece of content appears.
So practical, hands-on guidance for devs.
Exactly. Step by step on how to build your own custom blocks in code. Always useful.
And there was a webinar mentioned. It was May 9th, so it's past. But the topic was Content Editor UX, focusing on Experience Builder Gutenberg.
Right. Even though the live event is over, the topic itself is super relevant. Improving the experience for the people actually using the site day to day, the content editors.
Yeah.
That's crucial.
Absolutely. Happy editors, happy site.
Pretty much. And focusing on modern tools like Experience Builder shows Drupal's commitment there. You might even find a recording online if that topic interests you.
Good point. Okay, briefly on releases. Saw a few key modules listed. Field Group 4.0.0, Commerce 3.0.2, Search API Solver 4.3.7. Lots of updates.
Yeah, the usual steady stream. The specific numbers aren't the main thing, maybe.
Right. It's more that things are being updated. Active development.
Exactly. It shows the contributed module ecosystem is healthy and active. People are fixing bugs, adding features, keeping things secure across all these important modules. That's one of Drupal's biggest strengths at Contrib Space.
Yeah, reassures you that things are maintained.
Definitely. You get access to the latest stuff, bug fixes, security patches, keeps your site up to date.
And finally, video and podcasts. Previous Next had videos on Experience Builder and Content Security Policy, CSP.
Uh-huh. Sounds like good deep dives. Experience Builder we mentioned, key for authoring. And CSP, that's crucial website security, controlling what resources a browser can load for your site.
So, good resources if you want to learn more about those specific things.
Looks like it, yeah. More in-depth learning.
And Talking Drupal's episode #499 was on the Contact Form initiative.
Right. Which just shows even something as seemingly basic as the contact form is still getting attention, being improved.
Continuous refinement, even on the core stuff.
Exactly. It all adds up to a better platform overall.
Okay, so wrapping this up. This look at the Weekly Drop issue 680, it really shows, well, significant progress in controlling Drupal's internals, doesn't it, with the new hook stuff?
Yeah, that developer control is a key theme.
And also just this ongoing effort to support and grow the community, the IXP program, the local gov contributions.
Investing in people and collaboration.
And the platform itself just keeps evolving. New tools, new features, important discussions happening all the time.
It definitely feels dynamic. So whether you're a developer excited about those hook attributes, or maybe a site owner still figuring out that D7 upgrade.
Or just curious about where Drupal's going.
Right. There are valuable insights here about where the platform is now and where it seems to be heading.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. We've got this increasing precision, this finer control over how Drupal works internally. And at the same time, there's this real push to bring in new talent, new energy.
Two powerful forces.
Yeah. So how might those two things combine more control and more fresh perspectives? How might that fundamentally change Drupal development and what we build with it in the next few years? What new possibilities could that unlock for your projects or just for the web using Drupal? Something to think about.
Okay, we're done. To close off this podcast, I just wanted to remind you that this brief was a fully AI-generated summary, and we take no credit for the original content. If you want to learn more, then check out the source. This podcast is produced by the team at Drupal Forge. Drupal Forge is the new #1 open-source development and hosting platform. It has all the functionality of the expensive platforms, but at very affordable prices. If you're looking for a new hosting provider, contact us for a demo before you get locked in. And if you like this podcast, hit subscribe, post a link on social media, and recommend it to 2 friends. That's it. See you next time. Bye for now.